This is the touching story of the rich bride who ran away. Our story begins with a rich girl named Ariana. She was the only child of a rich family and doted on by her parents. At a shopping mall, she bumped into a cute boy named Ben. She didn't know what to do, so she decided to run away from home. She left a note for her husband explaining the situation and saying she would meet him at his place later that night. When her husband received the note, he was furious, thought to himself, "I have to do something to stop this. If people find out about my daughter's relationship with that poor boy, our family will be ruined." So he called up all the major news stations and told them not to publish or broadcast anything about his daughter. He had only married the girl to save face and had no feelings for her. He was furious and confronted her. But before he could say anything, Ben's mother stepped in. He helped raise awareness about human trafficking and donated money to organizations that helped victims. He also gave Ben and his family the money they needed to start a new life, and Ariana and Ben finally got to live happily ever after. She explained that Ariana was living with them so she could escape her father's control. She'd been a victim of human trafficking and they were helping her out. Ariana's father was shocked. He had no idea that his daughter had been through so much. He apologized for everything he had done and promised to make things right. She loved Ben with all her heart and didn't care if he was poor. But her father had made it clear that he didn't approve of the relationship. Ariana knew she had to do something drastic. She slipped out of the house and secretly went to see Ben. She knew that she was a rich girl, but she didn't say anything. She let Ariana live her life and enjoy being a poor girl. So he took the opportunity to send her to her father and let him deal with her. Ariana explained everything that had happened. She told him about her father's threats and how he had hired bodyguards to keep her inside the house. Ben was furious. Didn't want Ariana to live like a prisoner. He wanted her to be free, so he came up with a plan. He was a social worker who dedicated his life to helping street children. She could live with them and pretend to be a poor girl. Ariana agreed and soon moved in with Ben's family. He welcomed her with open arms and made her feel like one of their own. Ariana was so grateful to have a place where she felt loved and accepted. Ariana was drawn to him because he was everything her husband wasn't: young, dynamic, and full of life. She began seeing Ben more often, and soon they were dating. She was deeply in love and wanted to be with him forever. The girl received everything she desired and had a comfortable life. However, one day her father's company went bankrupt. He needed to marry off his daughter to save what little money they had left. He arranged a marriage with a stranger. The girl didn't know anything about the guy, but he turned out to be a kind man who treated her well. Soon, everyone in the city knew about the rich girl who had run away and the poor boy she loved. Ben and his family were heartbroken, but they had no choice but to accept the situation. They knew that Ariana's father was right. They were poor and couldn't offer her the life she was accustomed to. So they said goodbye to her and went back home. However, that wasn't enough for Ariana. She wanted more. A few days after the wedding, she went out with her girlfriends. However, there was a problem. Ben was poor, and Ariana was engaged to be married. When Ariana's father read the note, he became enraged. Called up Ben's family and invited them over to discuss the situation. When Ben's family arrived, Ariana's father humiliated them. He said, "I can't believe you're trying to steal my daughter away from me. How dare you ask for her hand in marriage when you're just a poor, jobless bum? I'm going to disallow this marriage." Ben tried to explain that his family wasn't trying to steal Ariana away, but the rich man wouldn't listen. He kicked them out of the house. As Ben and his family were leaving, the media caught wind of the situation and began filming. Meanwhile, Ariana's father was furious when he heard the news. He never expected the media to get involved. Ariana was heartbroken when she heard what her father had done. When Ben saw Ariana, he was shocked. Couldn't believe that she had actually come to see him. He asked Ariana to stay with him and his family. Meanwhile, Ben's mother couldn't help but notice the expensive clothes and jewelry Ariana was wearing. One day, Ariana's father found out that she was living with Ben's family. From that day on, Ariana's father became a changed man.